Welcome back to the Lines College Football Podcast. I'm Brett Gibbons with TheLines.com, breaking down some Friday night college football action. Before we get into it, don't forget to follow The Lines on Twitter or X, and I am at Road to CFB. I'll be here every single week breaking down the weeknight college football slate. We are back, and don't forget to check out our weekly college football handicapping tools that I'm posting at TheLines.com, like a weekly cheat sheet, weather reports, upset alerts, anything that you need to feel confident going into the weekend. It'll be up there at TheLines.com. And be sure to check out our full lineup of shows, including The Lines Monster Pod, featuring Steven Andres, Matt Brown, and more. But let's dive right into it. This is Friday night. We've got a huge matchup between Arizona and Kansas State, as well as a fun one, I think, UNLV at Kansas. We're going to start in Kansas City. You heard me right, not Lawrence, but Kansas City. We have UNLV at Kansas. The Jayhawks are 7.5 point, quote-unquote, home favorites. In the over-under is lined at 58.5 points. This one kicks off at 7 p.m. Eastern Friday night on ESPN. They're playing this at Mercy Children's Park in Kansas City. That's home of Sporting KC and the Kansas City Current. The capacity is at 18,500 there, so not quite as big as what the Jayhawks are going to be playing at, I believe, either next year or the year after. I'm not 100% sure on the timeline of their renovation. This is also taking place 60 miles away from Lawrence. Now, Kansas City's not devoid of Kansas fans, of course, especially with the Jayhawks rolling under Lance Leipold right now, but I'm still not giving the Jayhawks a full home field advantage bump here. Now, this is a rematch of last year's Guaranteed Rate Bowl, where Kansas won a fun shootout 49-36. Now, at open, Kansas was -7, and they've taken some action and moved off that. I've seen them as high as -8 recording here on Thursday. QB Jalen Daniels, he struggled last week big time against Illinois through 3 picks. Kansas lost the turnover battle -3. Otherwise, they only punted twice, outgained the Illini 327-271. Defense played pretty well. They held Illinois to just 79 rushing yards. On the other side, UNLV's defense is actually playing pretty well at this point too. They held Houston pretty abysmal, but regardless, they held them to 38 rushing yards and forced a pair of turnovers. And then they ran for over 500 yards against Utah Tech. I get it, it's a bye game, but 500 yards on the ground, man, especially when you only allow 67 on the other side, that's a pretty good outing in my opinion. These are two teams that want to run the football, but also have been defending the run pretty well. And of course, Kansas is not running it as well without Andy Kotelnicki, who of course is at Penn State now, but they're still running it pretty decently. The way I'm kind of going about this game is ultimately, what would the line be if Jalen Daniels didn't throw 3 interceptions last week? And you can say, yeah, what if? But if we expect a median outcome, it's not 3 picks from Jalen Daniels. And honestly, Kansas probably wins that game. So I do agree with the line movement off of -7. I would probably take Kansas, probably not betting back the other side, although you're not getting the best of the number here.